There's a woman walking out of the jungle in the first hour of Lost, and she seems completely harmless. She's rubbing her wrists. She looks shaken, lost, a little fragile. Just another survivor stumbling away from the worst plane crash imaginable. She finds the doctor, Jack, on the beach, and when he needs someone to stitch up a deep wound on his back, she's the one who does it, hands trembling, apologizing the whole time. Sweet, scared, ordinary. Here's what the show doesn't tell you yet. A few hours earlier, that woman was sitting on the plane in handcuffs. Kate Austen was not a passenger on Oceanic Flight 815. She was a prisoner on it. She was being taken back to the United States in custody, escorted by a federal marshal whose entire job was to make sure she never ran again, because running, it turns out, is the thing Kate does best. And when the plane tore apart in the sky, the crash did something the law never could. It set her free. Every record of who she was went down with the fuselage. On this island surrounded by strangers, Kate gets to be anyone. So she becomes the person she always wanted to be: helpful, brave, good. The question Season 1 keeps asking, quietly, patiently, one flashback at a time, is whether that person is real. Is Kate a good woman pretending to be dangerous, or a dangerous woman pretending to be good? That's what this video is about. Kate in Season 1, the handcuffs, the secret, and the man she can't quite lie to. Completely spoiler-free for anything that comes later. Let's get into it. So let's rewind to the plane, because the way the show reveals Kate's secret is one of the smartest tricks it ever pulls. For the first couple of episodes, you have no reason to doubt her. She's introduced through Jack's eyes, and Jack likes her instantly. Everyone does. She volunteers for the dangerous jobs. She hikes into the jungle when others won't. She keeps her head. If anything, she seems like the most dependable person on that beach after Jack himself. But there are these little things. A man on the beach, a quiet wounded man with shrapnel in his body, keeps watching her. Staring at her, actually, in a way that makes your skin crawl. He was on the plane, too. And when the survivors pieced together where everyone was sitting, a strange detail surfaces. This man was found with a pair of empty handcuffs near him. So the camp starts whispering. Somebody on this island was a prisoner. Somebody here is dangerous. And suspicion lands, because people are people, on the nearest outsider they can find, while Kate stands in the crowd saying nothing. And then the show flips the table. The wounded man is the marshal. The handcuffs were his. And the prisoner he was transporting, the fugitive the whole camp is scared of, the criminal hiding among them, is the sweet freckled woman who's been stitching their wounds and fetching their water. It's Kate. I want to sit on how good this reveal is for a second, because it rewires the entire show. Lost's whole premise in Season 1 is that every survivor has a secret, and the flashbacks keep peeling them open one by one. But Kate's is the first one that makes you go back and rewatch everything she's done with new eyes. The trembling hands when she stitched Jack up, was that fear or was that a performance? The eagerness to help, kindness, or cover. The show has made you love her before it tells you the truth about her, and now you're stuck exactly where the other survivors are. You want to trust her, and you don't know if you should. That's not just a twist. That's the show teaching you how it works. Now, what did Kate actually do? Season 1 is deliberately stingy with the answer, and I'm going to respect that here, because the slow drip is the point. What the season shows you, piece by piece, is not one crime but a pattern, a life spent running. Kate's flashbacks take you through farmhouses and bus stations and border crossings, through fake names and dyed hair and near misses, and through the marshal, this relentless, almost obsessive lawman, chasing her across years and continents like something out of a western. Whatever Kate did, it was serious enough that she could never stop moving again. And here's the detail that complicates everything. In those flashbacks, Kate keeps doing good things, genuinely good, selfless, even heroic things, sometimes at the exact moments when running would have saved her and helping someone doomed her. The show keeps showing you a criminal who behaves like a decent person and daring you to make sense of it. That's the genius of how Season 1 writes her. Kate isn't a mystery because you don't know what she did. She's a mystery because the what and the who don't match. Every fact says fugitive. Every instinct says good person. And Kate herself seems caught between the two, like she spent her whole life being told what she is and is quietly desperate for one person, just one, to see her differently. Which brings us to Jack. Because the relationship between Jack and Kate isn't a romance in Season 1. Not really. It's something more interesting than that. It's two people who each hold the exact thing the other one needs and can't quite hand it over. Think about who Jack is. He's the leader, the fixer, the man everyone leans on, And he's carrying it all alone, cracking quietly under the weight, never letting anyone see. And think about what Kate offers him from literally their first scene together. He can't reach the wound on his own back. She stitches it. The man who fixes everyone gets fixed one time by her. From that moment on, Kate is the person Jack treats as an equal. Not a patient, not a follower, but the one he brings on the dangerous hikes, the one he thinks out loud with, the one whose judgment he actually trusts. On an island where everyone needs Jack, Kate is the person Jack lets himself need. That's enormous for a man like him, and the show knows it. And now flip it around. Think about what Jack offers Kate. Here's a woman who has spent years being looked at in exactly one way, as a criminal, a case file, a wanted poster. The marshal's stare, the one that made your skin crawl, that's the stare Kate's whole life has become. And then there's Jack, who looks at her and sees someone good, someone capable, someone worth trusting with his life. Jack's trust isn't just flattering to Kate, it's the version of herself she's been running toward the entire time. When Jack believes in her, the person she's pretending to be becomes, for a moment, the person she actually is. Which is exactly why her secret sits between them like a landmine. Because Kate doesn't tell him, of course she doesn't. Telling him risks losing the one clean thing she has. But secrets on a small beach don't stay buried. And when the truth about the handcuffs surfaces, the scene between Jack and Kate is one of the best acted moments of the season. She's terrified, genuinely terrified, not of punishment, but of his face changing. Of watching the one person who saw her as good start seeing her the way everyone else does. And she tries, panicking, to explain, to get ahead of it, to tell him what she did, and Jack stops her. He tells her he doesn't want to know, that it doesn't matter. That everyone gets to start over on this island, that whoever they were before the crash, all of them, in a sense, died in it. 3 days ago, we all died, he tells her. Clean slate. It's such a generous thing to say. And it's also, and this is what makes their dynamic so good, kind of a lie that both of them agree to tell. Because it does matter to Jack. You can see it mattering. Jack is a man built entirely out of trust and control. He needs to know things, needs the truth on the table, needs to have the full chart before he operates. Choosing not to know who Kate really is goes against every cell in his body, and he does it anyway, because the alternative is losing what they have. And Kate accepts the clean slate knowing it's conditional, knowing that the not asking is a kindness with a clock on it. So the two of them build this careful, warm, genuinely lovely partnership on top of a hole in the floor, and season 1 keeps checking in on that hole. Every time Kate lies about something small, and Kate lies the way other people breathe, reflexively, even when the truth would cost her nothing, you watch a little more of Jack's patience wear away. He forgives her. He keeps forgiving her. But the look on his face gets a bit older each time. There's one episode in the middle of the season that captures the entire relationship in a single object, and it's my favorite Kate story of the year. Without spoiling the details, a briefcase from the plane surfaces, and Kate wants what's inside it, and she lies, schemes, manipulates, and outright cons multiple people to get it. The full fugitive skill set deployed right there in front of us. Jack ends up holding the case, and he gives her a choice that is really an ultimatum. They open it together, or not at all. And when the thing she was chasing finally comes out of that case, it isn't money, and it isn't a weapon. It's small, it's personal. It's connected to the one story from her past that Kate tells him, and the way she tells it, you understand that underneath all the running and lying is an ocean of grief and guilt that she has never once been allowed to set down. Jack watches her in that scene, and you can see him doing the math that the whole audience is doing. The lying is real, and the pain is real, and the goodness is real, and they're all the same person. That's Kate. She will deceive you to protect a wound, and the wound is genuine, and knowing that doesn't tell you what she'll do next. And that unpredictability is the point. Season 1 Kate is the show's proof that people are not one thing. The camp's first instinct, there's a criminal among us, find them, fear them, turns out to be both completely correct and completely useless, because the criminal is also the woman who runs into the jungle to save people, who takes the risks no one else will, who stitched the doctor's back with shaking hands on day 1. The handcuffs were real. The kindness is real too. The show refuses to let either fact cancel out the other. By the end of the season, nothing between Jack and Kate is resolved, and that's not the show stalling, that's the show being honest. Jack still doesn't know the whole truth. Kate still can't stop lying, even to him, even when it costs her his trust in slow, painful installments. But when everything goes wrong in the finale, and it does go very wrong, they end the season the way they started it, side by side, each one the person the other looks for first. Whatever you want to call what's between them, it's already the most human thing on that island. A man who needs to trust someone, and a woman who has never once been trusted, meeting exactly halfway and holding on. Here's the thought I'll leave you with. The crash gave every survivor on that beach a clean slate, but Kate is the only one for whom the slate is the whole prize. The others lost their lives when the plane went down. Kate lost her record, her chains, the version of herself the world had decided on. Season 1 never tells you whether she deserves the second chance she stole from the wreckage. It just shows you over and over what she does with it and lets you sit with the same question Jack is sitting with when someone lies about who they were but keeps showing you who they are. Which one do you believe? If you've got an answer, team trust her or team never trust her, drop it in the comments, spoiler free as always. This is part of my season 1 character series, and the next survivor's secret is even stranger than Kate's. So if you want that one, subscribing genuinely helps the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the island.